All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Is a fairly sick real crypto here, but I figure I'd jump on since had a huge red candle right here. Hello, everyone. I'm not gonna mention everybody by name. I don't want to talk a tremendous amount, but I figure I would jump on. For those of you not in the Power Hour community, these are the levels that we've been referring to. There was a talk of a bounce going on here out of this, and these were our buy points, and this was our recent potential reversal point at 43.70 if you wanted to get long, but nothing doing at all. As a matter of fact, in my past several newsletters that I've sent out, we've been talking about the general horrible price action. Let me see what I said today, if I can find it. And the horrible price action leads to a big sell-off, which is pretty much what pretty much what we were talking about. So here's a newsletter. So what I said today. So Bitcoin can't get a break. Sideways action again at the lows is not encouraging price action. It would imply that we definitely haven't bottomed. To bottom so soon to a breakout would not be normal, so this type of action implies much lower prices for Bitcoin. We're soon approaching the 3,600. That is the top of my range for a BTC bottom. And being so close, the odds favor that is not the bottom. And as we discussed last week, we talked a bit much about lower prices that we may be coming into in the future. And I guess we broke down. We didn't even get a bounce today. It was pretty much weakness after weakness. And sorry guys, for those of you just joining me, real crypto is real sick today. And that's what it is. Noted the other day that Bitcoin Cash looked like it was just wanting to die. I think that was like here or here, if I remember correctly. And it has died down probably the most today, about 13%. Bitcoin Cash is great for swings up and down in trending markets. This is a downward trending market. If you pay attention to those trends, then you can capitalize on those trends. XLM going down with the most of them there, down about 8%. Even the strong are being taken out in this kind of an environment. Something else I said in the newsletter is, even in the weakest markets, even the strongest stocks / coins can be taken out as well. Thanks for some of the well wishes, guys. Have been doing some vitamin C. I'm just trying to take it easy, but in such a tumultuous time with my 3600, can't tell you how many times that people called me crazy for calling 3600. And look at that. 10 days later, after breaking basically 6,000, 10 days, we're right here at 38, knocking on the door of 36. Can this be capitulation? Probably not at this stage of the game. Looks like we still have a lot more to go. As a matter of fact, if you guys zoom out to the daily chart and the longer term time scales, see if I can remove. I just want to hide them. I don't want to remove them. Gotcha. Anyway, I don't want to play too much with this. Here we go. Maybe I can do that. I got a lot of stuff going on here. All right. Okay, now we're getting to some stuff. So, if you get rid of a lot of things, it's probably an easier way to do this. I'm just not aware of it at this stage of the game. If you look at this, ladies and gentlemen, we do appear to be in a massive sell-off. Here's my box, guys, 36 to 24. And in the midst of this massive sell-offs with so little bounces, and I've been mentioning this for the past couple of days, this instant, I shouldn't say instantly, this usually leads to a capitulative candle. Is it going to be the bottom? I kind of don't think so. I could be wrong. It's just a general feeling right now. But without pretty much any pauses, we're just going to let the market tell us what to do, in the same way that we would in any other market time. You don't want to let the extreme lows or extreme highs get you bewildered. You really want to let the market tell you what to do, regardless of any price levels that some other people that sound smart may have talked about, even myself. I say 36 to 24 is no guarantee that is the bottom. As a matter of fact, the way this is behaving right now, I would anticipate much lower prices. We may actually be in a situation where we're testing 13, to be honest with you. With this kind of price action after this kind of a base, usually would imply a continuation, and a continuation doesn't just stop on a diamond reverse. Markets are extraordinarily psychological, and the herd mentality here is going to be of quite a bit of panic. Those do not, especially right after a breakout, sometimes those do not cause bottoms, even though some panics can cause bottoms. We're not seeing, at least, this was a decent volume bottom, but look at that. It was never even in question. And if you were with us at that particular time, we actually went through the volume, and it was all selling volume. All of this was selling volume, guys. All of it. So, continuing lower here, perfectly normal. Nothing abnormal about this price behavior. What it does mean is it pretty much means lower prices ahead. So there you go, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're using the U.S. holiday to sell it off, or exactly how that is, what the reason, the rationale. You'll never know. More than likely, you'll never know. And it just goes. And, the reasons for it are not necessarily, it doesn't matter. Like, really, honestly, it doesn't matter. We're here. Act appropriately, and yeah, that's about it. 37.55, guys. We're just marching lower at this stage of the game. We're not even this is disbelief, pretty much what this is right here. This is 2-hour price action going over the past. There's 10 days ago right there. Just straight up disbelief, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I highly doubt we're going to stop at 36. The way it's acting right now, we're going to have to need a major capitulation candle to even put a bottom in at 24, more than likely, at this stage of the game. So again, for those of you not in the Real Crypto Power Hour, we do a live stream every day when I'm not sick, and part of that is a newsletter, and we've really been kind of choreographing this move down in the newsletter. We had a lot of subscribers sell out here before the break at 6,200. That was our line in the sand, pretty much. I mean, you never know this is going to happen. I'm not saying I called this move, okay? We've had levels going back months now during this, and some of them were broken and whipped right back into. That's just trading. But it's, at every point you have to have kind of your levels, your line in the sand. And in the end, it really proved to be $6,200 was the major support for Bitcoin. And when we bounced off of that here again, that was kind of my new low, and it just happened to break at that particular time. And ever since then, we've been choreographing this all the way down in the newsletters and in the Power Hour. So if you you guys are taken aback by this move, I suggest you consider signing up and And yeah, just yeah, start learning about price action. That's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys don't know, I am on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what up, Mel? Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Targets on ETH of 1900. You talking sats? Because we're already at 110. Oh, 110. You know, honestly, I haven't even looked at anything else. Oh, BTC of 19. Yeah, it could be 19, 13. It doesn't matter. Somewhere down there. You know, let's take a look. Bitcoin Cash has just been decimated. XLM, EOS continuing. Litecoin done. $28 Litecoin, ladies and gentlemen. I think at the peak this was $400. We've got, you know, we've been noting the weakness in Dash over the past week. I mean, this has really been, to be honest with you, I mean, since this break right here, if I remember correctly, we jumped on before we had this consolidation, and it felt real, and it has been real, guys. So you just kind of have to go with the price action, go with the psychology that the market is working itself through right now, which is just extreme bearish action. Ripple here down the least, but still giving up the goat. And that's it, guys. Yeah, it's extreme price action right there. Yeah, very, very extreme price action here, guys. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit that like button on the video if you could. I would appreciate that. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Most of you probably are, but if you know some traders or that would like watching, invite them to the video, share the video. That'd be great. I'll stay here for a while, and yeah, we'll see what happens to kind of walk through some price action. I know these times can be scary and intimidating, but you know, this is the market that we have, and if you want to be a part of it, these are the circumstances that you have to live through from time to time. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and you just kind of have to, yeah, kind of have to be here for the ride. No bounces at this stage, though, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are continuing lower, where it looks like someone's trying not to break the market, but doesn't look like it's quite there yet. I'm going to pull up my GDAX on my other screen here. Sometimes TradingView, these APIs can be a little slow. Yeah, 37.54, 37.60. So it's not doing too bad. It's just not really moving a whole lot. Yeah, what's up, Jay? Thanks, buddy. No, we haven't. This isn't stopping. This doesn't really appear to be stopping. Stopping would be us reversing. See, that's the thing in these situations. So sell-off will definitely, at this stage of the game, definitely continue. We've had a few, ever since we broke that 6,000 level very definitively. You know, I kind of had 50, was that 58? That was kind of my bottom area. 62 was the immediate break, and then 58 was our bottoming area. Telegraphed both of those in the newsletter. And it looks like we're 47, 37, 52. Yeah, it's just still getting there, guys. Let's see what else is dying over here. Zcash, VET down 12%. Yeah, I mean, pretty much every coin in the market, guys, has had this exact same type of a pattern or a variation of this type of a pattern. And these are not bullish patterns by any stretch of the imagination. Guys, it doesn't matter if the coins are mineable or not. This is not about technology. This is not about anything. This is strictly about psychology. Yeah, I think a lot of people get Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets confused with technology. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, the markets are moved by psychology, not technology. All right, we've had a lot of news, a lot of things come up, but nothing has yet saved Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, we're at year lows, and I mean, this is coming back to price points where Bitcoin Cash Fork happened, which is pretty much when I was able to jump back in the cryptocurrency market when we were at about 3,000. And I mean, full circle, 3 to 20 to 3. That's not quite to 3 yet, but you know what I'm saying. That's a pretty spectacular move at this stage of the game. So all of these, while yes, you are technically buying a coin that does something, the price that the market values that coin at has nothing to do with the technology. And the only thing it has to do with is market sentiment. A little bit of a bounce there, but very, very light volume. I don't even think like 3 Bitcoin were traded on that bounce right there, at least on on Coinbase. Guess I didn't mute my mic when I coughed. Yeah, market just floating up at this stage of the game. Looks like a lot of retail buying here. No major buyers here at this stage. So we'll see. Could be a little fake bounce unless we get some major volume coming in. And we've been talking about for the past couple of days now, in terms of hodling Bitcoin, anywhere from, I was talking about this at 4,500, from 45 on down would not be a horrible place to hodl Bitcoin, especially if you're already hodling. I mean, my line in the sand for selling was about 5,000. If you had Bitcoin and you wanted to sell it, I think above 5,000 was your time to do it. I think sub 5,000, you just hold on for the ride, because it's going to be very difficult if you haven't sold already, at 5,000, for you to make a prudent buying decision as we head lower. And most people can't really do that. And that's fine, but you just have to, you just kind of have to understand. Not really how markets work, I guess, but how the individuals, like the hodlers that want to sell at some point. Like, I've talked to, I don't know how many thousands of people over the past year. And we're actually coming up on the 1-year anniversary in about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks here of the 20,000 peak in Bitcoin. And I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people are wondering, that they kept asking me, should I sell? Should I sell? I pretty much always told them yes. I mean, there's a couple circumstances around 6K. I was like, well, so far we haven't bottomed. If you go below 6K, you got to get out. But in a vast majority of situations, I said, yeah, you've got to sell. You've got to sell. And reason being is this. I mean, if you guys don't know, I do have a Twitter handle. It's at Real Crypto Trade. So there's my Twitter, and was posting a few things recently. some things, like those of you that fail to read the charts and blindly put your faith in a number will see the result of not doing your homework. How did that work out in school? And this is kind of, if you're going to invest in markets and you want to do things, I don't mind investing at all. I don't mind hodling at all. But you have to be able to do it from a good point. Like if you were hodling from 12,000, we had a lot of people that were hodling from upwards of $10,000 asking me, should I sell? And it's always difficult, the lower you get. But at this stage of the game, I don't think you sell. Or sub 5,000, I don't think you sell Bitcoin. I think you just ride the damn thing out. It may take you a long time to get back to break even, but you're probably not going to have the fortitude to hold on for the long run. Or I'm sorry, to make the purchase in the long run. You're just going to take that loss. And I don't believe that. Now, again, your personal financial situation always comes into play as well. Like if you need money, you're going to liquidate assets. But if you don't need the money, if you can afford to let the investment sit, that's generally been the right way to handle this since sub 5,000. It's just to let it sit. And if you watched my last video, or maybe it was my second or third to last video, talk about the right way to buy Bitcoin. And the right way to buy Bitcoin, I gave you 3 examples. One was layering, peppering in buys every $250 or $500 or whatever you wanted to do. And the other was buying the capitulation candle. And the other was buying after the capitulation candle. But there's a lot of people that won't necessarily understand, want to, or have the fortitude to buy those latter 2 scenarios. They don't necessarily understand enough about price action. They really haven't traded markets. I mean, trading markets, it's really it's a profession like anything else. Even a job which is seen as a not very highly skilled job is a fry cook. If you send an inexperienced person to go manage the fryer, they're probably going to burn themselves once or twice, But you're putting your hard-earned money at work, and you wonder why you get burned, because you're stepping into an environment that you're not familiar with, and oh, thanks, Vlad. Yeah, you're stepping into an environment that you're not familiar with, and here we go with another little sell-off right there. Of course, I was right, Gurdeep. I say that 3/4 jokingly. Easy Rhino says you can't make money in a market that is ruled by whales. There is no other explanation. You stepped into the whale pool, Easy Rhino. It's not the other way around, buddy. They didn't invade your couch. You stepped into the ocean. And that's pretty much what I was just referring to. When you guys decide to trade, hold on. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not feeling very good here. When you guys decide to trade, you understand you're stepping in the ocean and swimming with the whales and the sharks. All right. You're basically putting on a scuba tank, and here's the thing: if you view investing and trading as the ocean, if you kind of use that analogy, what you're going to end up with is a bunch of scuba divers. You're going to have the people that just lay anchor and sit in their boat and don't really think too much about, and they fish every once in a while, but there's a bunch of people that want to trade. They want to get down and swim with the sharks, get in the feeding frenzy, and you can get a lot of fish that way. But you can also get bit that way as well, and that's what we're seeing here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people on the internet generally that don't have individuals' best interests in mind. Everyone's trying to make a buck. I've got my power hour service that I do as well. That's kind of my business angle to this whole crypto YouTube thing for me. But I really do it as a service. I would never say anything just to gain a subscriber. And I think a lot of people out there really think they know what they're talking about because everyone sounds smart in a bull market. There's a nice break right there. It's a good break right there. Everybody can sound smart in a bull market, guys, but it's the people that really can't read what's truly happening. And I'm not the most charismatic person. I don't show my face on the screen. I don't have super cool intros, nothing like that. But at least one thing you always get from me is pretty true and realistic price action. I've probably lost 20, 30,000 subscribers by keeping my general bearish bias to the market. And we're going to see our 36 probably. We'll see right now or not. Let's check it out. All right. 37. $37.15. No major buyers stepping in as of yet, guys. There's a buy at $37.10 on GDAX, or Coinbase Pro, whatever. We'll see if that 50 BTC buy remains or not. If we get down there, they're just trying to scare those sellers. But they're not going to eat 51 Bitcoin at $37.10. It's not how it works. I'll be shocked if they do. All right, coming up to $37.10. Let's see if they're going to get tested. Now a little bit of buying right there. Pretty close to 3,600. Let's do this, guys. I want to look at a couple of different time frames. Let's go here. Let's go to the daily chart. We need to keep an eye on the overall volume, which, I'm actually going to go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, still not. Volume's not that heavy right here, guys. This is not really. So far, does not really feel like a major capitulative day. 30. Okay, we had a little bounce there, but no major volume still, guys. I mean, look at this volume, and this still looks like much lower price action. Yeah, we did stop a little bit there. 37.16. Never did hit that 37.10 buy wall. Very interesting. I got the 15-minute charts right here, Miguel, on this side, and I do see them, but I'm trying to reference them to the longer-term time frames at this stage of the game to see, what it really represents. And so far, guys, looks like it's just it's just continuing. Yeah, we'll know. Brian's got it about right. You'll know when we hit bottom when Coinbase goes down. Yeah, absolutely right. I actually sold some of my Bitcoin at 19,000. That's the scariest trade of my life, because I actually placed the trade, but I didn't even know until, was it 20 minutes later or something like that? The whole thing froze. I couldn't get a refresh. I had like all my money on this long trade, from like 17,000, and we hit 20, popped down real quick, and then we were going lower, and then GDAX froze, and I hit the sell button like 5 seconds before it froze, and it said filled, but the whole screen wouldn't update. So, and then when it finally came to again, like I said, like 15-20 minutes later, it was it showed my balance in dollars instead of Bitcoins, and I was like, yes. And it was down at like 17,000 at that point. But yeah, just the order frenzy at the extremes is very, very intense. And definitely, I think the exchanges will probably go down when we do that. But it's really funny too about GDAX going down. 'Cause now that I'm thinking about it, every time I've looked back at that chart, those charts don't have high volumes. They actually have relatively low volumes on a daily perspective. So I guess just in that moment when it broke from 20 to 17, weird. Garbage like this YouTubers. I'm not sure what that is. Mickey, don't go down with the ship. Yeah, I would not be attempting to buy this at this stage, guys. This is basically a free fall right now. I mean, you're in a free fall. We could have a pretty bad corrective reaction, if you will, like a mini capitulation bottom. If this selling continues the way that it has been on the 2-hour chart or 15-minute chart, 2-hour chart, without seeing major high volumes yet. There's 37.10, and the buy wall stepped aside. Oops, $13 or 13 Bitcoin. To step back in at 30. Oh, there's go. Yep, they just cleared it. We're dropping now. Yeah, that 37.10 buy wall just stepped aside. Yep, 3,700. Oh, they moved there. Now there's a 73 Bitcoin buy wall at 3,700. Oh, and it got there really quick. Are they selling? Are they buying that at 3,700? 54. I don't see those orders going through. 59. No, they're sitting there. Yeah, they're actually buying a little bit. Look at that at 3,700. There's a little bit of support down here, guys. Yeah, so here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Even as we reach a bottom here, the way that things are looking so far, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes or an hour or so. This may not even be the end of the selling. We may end up just kind of pausing a little bit. I mean, it sounds scary, but that is a possibility. But we've come down quite a significant amount in Bitcoin in the past 10 days since we broke 6,200. We're down 40%. Down 40%. Man, this thing took a long time to drop. Like, seriously. I guess that's what it took to get all the bulls bought, I guess. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it just took them 6 months to finally get all the bulls to buy all the Bitcoin so they could drop it again. Maybe. Oh, I'm trying to figure out the psychology behind this move. Still just kind of piddling away here. Hey, what's up, RP, buddy? I don't know how I feel, RP. I'm just kind of weird. What's up, Stronger? Well, I figured, market's pretty much selling. I like to jump on to, give people a place to talk to and someone to listen to, and people seem to like when I jump on during these moments. So I don't mind being here, even though I don't feel very good. What's my strategy? Am I waiting for confirmation? Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for a capitulation of some kind is what I'm waiting for, and I still don't see this. It's just major selling. Here's your 4-hour chart. I don't see a capitulation candle in the 4-hour. Volume's still very low. Hour and a half left in a 4-hour candle. I mean, it's probably going to be up as high as this. Well, we would need a major drop, probably taking us down into, maybe down another 20% in a matter of minutes. Take us down sub 3,000. Possibly. That's definitely a possibility. And when you get those big capitulation, which we haven't seen yet, we've had big drops, 12, 13%. But if you guys were here throughout the last half of 2017, we've seen some huge drops in Bitcoin, 20, 30, 40% in extremely short periods of time. And that's what I would be looking for at this stage of the game. This is a big sell-off, but it's not that bad yet. All right, crossing 37, guys. Give me 36.99, and I'm going to call my... Oh, yeah, 36.96, mofos. Look at that. Bam. Whoever called me an idiot for calling $3,600 Bitcoin. You just have to learn to read the charts, guys. It's not about... I'm not in Mensa. I'm not super smart, but I mean, I'll take a 3,600 print, a win in terms of if this is the bottom of Bitcoin right now, I'm calling a win. Sorry, that's pretty much what it is. But right now, it looks like we're still dropping lower there. To be honest with you, John Smith, Randy, what's your next call? Well, 36 to 2,400 is kind of the bottoming area. I've got it right there. That's kind of the range. 36 to 2,400. So a little bit of buying here at 37. Got it 37.10. Ooh, I have a lot of Bitcoin buys down there right now. Seeing that pop there on the 15 minute. Oh, here you go. Here's some action. Getting some rising volume support here at 37. How far are you going to go? What are you going to do with it? 37.30. Oh, there you go. Spike up to 3,800 almost. Looks like it's sold off. What was the... Where was it? 37. Okay, 11 at 37.80. So about 11 Bitcoins at 37.80. And we're back at 37.42. So someone's doing some picking right here. No major buying yet, but 37.52. $49 handle. Selling off again. 40, 50, 40, 36, 40, 38, 34. All right, 68. Definitely some buying down here at 37. Could be shorts buy to cover. That could definitely be. Definitely a possibility. Without any major accumulation. Yeah, absolutely could be shorts covering. You know, we've seen these bottoms take different shapes. I'll bet you there's a divergence on the RSI right here. There is a divergence on the RSI, which makes sense. Right there. So, man, we could have seen a local bottom. Maybe this will be a local bottom, which would just set us up for another bounce up and another drop and another potential tradable area. But you can see if this is a local bottom, 37.80 now. What we have here is we have these trend lines which are getting less aggressive, which definitely could lead to some type of a reversal type of a pattern, maybe an inverted head and shoulders or something. We'll have to wait and see there. So far hasn't gotten over 38. No, there is no reversal pattern. There is no reversal pattern. There's just some buying here at 37, which brought in some more buying. So we just need to see if that buying stops. But if you look at this 4-hour chart, there's a possibility that and I say possibility because I'm not buying anything. And there's a possibility that we found a little bottom here. And again, you can see the kind of so far the change in angle of trend from right here, 37.65. So definitely bouncing around 37.38 right here. It seems that at every point that there could be resistance, there is resistance. I'm actually going to go to the 1 minute for a little bit here to kind of see some of these peaks. So yeah, there's that one buy candle up there. Someone put in a limit order and got it filled. It's pretty much what it was. And it looks like you've got some I was trying to break that trend line for a minute. Yeah, some decent volume right there. We'll see if there's some follow through. So if we do get a bounce there, man, pretty much 3,800. You know, right there. Once 3,800, if we can get that crossed, then we can maybe do something. Seeing a lot of price targets now. Everybody, yeah, it's kind of funny. I've been pretty steady with my price targets in the past 6 months, $3,600 to $2,400, and as we've gotten lower, all I see is everyone else's price targets get lower. That's pretty much all I see. Is when we were up at before we had the 6,000 candle, everybody thought we were going to go 12 in reverse, and we dumped all the way down to 6, and they said that was it, we were done. Then we bounced up to 13, and people said, it's never going back down to 6 again. And we're at 13, people said we were going to the moon. Then we faltered, and then ever since then, since we were at 6, I've seen more and more price targets lower and lower and lower. Meanwhile, the whole time my entire price target range 36 to 24. Pretty much all I got to say, guys, you just got to do your homework. I mean, you just do the work. And it doesn't mean you're going to get it right. Like I said, my 36 to 24 range, the way this is behaving here, we could go to 1,300. That would be my other level would be 1300, and it's almost even here on the chart, which is pretty scary. Pretty scary indeed. But yeah, if we the way this is behaving now, so keep in mind, guys, this this low area right here that I have drawn on my chart. You know, like I said, I've been, and oh, by the way, my son James thinks 1,000 is the Bitcoin line, by the way. These are areas where Bitcoin should spike into, okay? Not areas, this isn't an area where Bitcoin should settle. But look where we are. I mean, we're sitting right on top of 3,600. And, you know, while we definitely could spike into here, it's unlikely, it's typically unlikely that we kind of form a base and then spike. It's usually just a much larger waterfall, and then you get capitulation. So in this could be our waterfall. We could end up spiking down into here. But I mean, so far, if you look at the volume here, it's just walking, guys. This isn't like, this was, I remember I was live when this crash here was happening, and everybody was asking, is this capitulation? I kept telling them, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like capitulation. And if you go down to the 1 minute chart, which we did in the moment, you will see that most of that volume was selling volume. And it was pretty interesting to actually go back and look at that. And yeah, now here we are even lower, so that already negates that as the capitulation day, because on the capitulation day you don't go lower than that. Okay, so what we're doing now is we've had, you know, this is 4 days since that day. We've had 3 lower volume candles. Now we're still in another lower volume candle, only an hour and 15 minutes left in this bar. And it seems highly unlikely on this specific day that we'll get a capitulation candle that's up here in terms of volume. Seems highly unlikely. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, depending on how you know, depending on the price action we get. But we haven't had any bounces up so far on the daily time frame, or even really my general 2-hour time frame. And you would have noted that if you guys subscribe to the Real Crypto Power Hour, you would have been getting those newsletters every day. And yeah, just this morning talking about the overall weakness of everything in the markets. You know, we had 6,200 as kind of our Bitcoin's in huge trouble line, and that caved, and telegraphing this thing all the way down, pretty much leg for leg. And I think I think we've done a good job. I think we've done a good job at this. Yeah, so Bitcoin will come back, but who knows at what price we'll bottom at and exactly when it's going to come back. Because if we are just stair-stepping lower, then we still have quite a bit of ways to go here. Jake, it's just as valid as anyone else's prediction, my friend. You know, we've had about 40 people throw prices up here, and that's fine. But all of your guesses, just as my guess, just as my son James's guess the other day, is all just as valid. That was funny. Someone asked what my son James thinks the bottom of Bitcoin will be. I asked James, and James said $1,000. And someone posted, "Oh, hey, his opinion is just as valid as anyone's." I go, you know what? You're 100% correct. Just as valid as anyone else's opinion. So it's not about. And see, here's the thing, guys. It's very difficult to marry yourself to a price. It's very difficult to marry yourself to a price, because if it blows through your price, you're gonna sit there feeling a little despondent, and you're gonna feel like as we drop right there, you're going to feel a little despondent and a little bit lost. If trading isn't something you do with a map. You kind of do it by, reading the stars and the wind. It's kind of like, well, it's not even as sure as navigating in the Pacific Ocean if you're a Pacific Islander. It's not even as sure as that. But if you can kind of read the wind and read how things are going, you'll generally get a better sense of when is a healthy time. It's not a level that someone talks about, okay, because all of everything is arbitrary. Even my range is arbitrary. It's not guaranteed. Just because I said it doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. I have faith in my analysis. 36 to 2400. There's reasons for those numbers. But it doesn't mean that is where they're going to bottom. It's not like I have orders at 2,500 or something like that. I don't. So 37.21, guys, still rolling back over. Had that little pump a little bit ago. That's all it was, a little pump. So, if you guys want to, you guys want to learn about this stuff, if you guys really want to get a good buy in Bitcoin, at an appropriate price, if you guys want to know how to buy that capitulation bottom that we're all looking for right now, I've got my I do have a webinar that I put out regarding buying the Bitcoin bottom right there, the capitulation bottom. You can go to my website, real-crypto.com. Everyone asks, is this capitulation? Well, I walk you through what capitulation is, walk you through how to not buy a fake false bottom, a bunch of different scenarios. Very good presentation. You guys are always welcome to email me with any questions that you have about it, and I'll obviously get back with you. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Just broke the low, guys. Happily in 3,600 territory now. There was your bounce. Yeah, rolling right over. And volume starting to increase a little bit here on the 15-minute chart, guys. It's not, you can see those 3-4 elevated candles right there. Starting to increase. There is a little bit of a channel formed here. We could remain in the channel. There's a possibility of that. It's not a perfect channel. It's kind of like two competing lines there. Usually most channels are parallel. They're usually not widening or tightening patterns, so maybe we'll get a bounce off of that high volume down spike right there. I could already starting to see the beginning of that. I think I'm going to know when capitulation's happening when nobody in the chat says to buy. That's going to be the capitulation time. That's when everyone's scared. Everyone says, oh my God, it's going to zero. When I get about 40 comments like that in a row. That's when I know we've bottomed. All right. Continuing lower here, it looks like. I already took out that most recent low right there. Hey, what's up, Eduardo? How you doing, buddy? Oh, bed and breakfast. Just hold on to that Bitcoin wallet. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't be selling, hodling positions down here, guys, to be honest with you. And this coming from the guy that pretty much told everybody to sell when we were over 9,000. I mean, everyone. There wasn't a person I told not to sell over 9,000 that I can recall. Maybe there was one event in chat or something, but I would not be selling down here, guys. I would not be selling those long-term Bitcoin positions at all by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be very timely and difficult to buy the bottom, and if you sell now and we do bottom within another $500 or $1,000, you're not going to have the fortitude to buy on that capitulation, and you may not even be around when it capitulates. So just hold on, and yeah, just hold on, and that's it. Some people say buy now, buy now, buy now. Yeah, maybe that's fine if you want to buy now and hodl Bitcoin from here, but like I was talking earlier, there's no way I cannot say that we're not going to 1,300 with this type of price action. So there's chart patterns, guys, and there's price action, and the price action at this particular stage in the game is not bottoming price action. This is a slow melt. This is a walk down to lower prices. No one is necessarily. The webinar to buy the bottom is out? What do you mean? It's been out, Vlad. It's been out. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, buddy. Yeah, Jose has a good point there. You guys never want to invest more money than you're okay losing. Okay? When you have money that you need to pay a car payment with, please don't invest that money. Okay, as a matter of fact, I actually advocate you don't really begin any heavy investing until you are debt free, or at least debt free except for your home. It's very freeing, I'll just say that, to have money in the market and not really be too concerned with it. If you have an emotional attachment to your investment, you're likely to make emotional decisions in what should be a logical decision. And Bitcoin breaking down from that little mini channel right there. Getting some elevated volume on that 15-minute, or that's a 1-minute candle. Elevated volume without further downward price progress could mean a bit of a bottom right there. Exactly, Paul. 1,300 is a high of 2014, which is why that's where we could be headed if this price action continues in this fashion. Hey guys, I'm gonna go refill my water so I can talk. I'll be back in a minute or two. All right, there we go. Trying to get back to 37. Well, Douglas, that's a shame. Keep holding on to that coma Bitcoin. All right, now we're seeing a little bit of a confliction here. We are getting, looks like we filled in this channel a little bit, and I'd probably, so I'm seeing slightly elevated buying. Not tremendous buying, but slightly elevated buying. As you can see, so this is a 1 minute chart, guys. As you can see here, we're generally just kind of walking down, and this is fairly simple to stop. We can readjust this trend line here now. Greg, how long have you been investing? So twice now, so you've been maybe since 2012, Greg, in Bitcoin? I don't get a chat to too many people that have been investing in Bitcoin through a couple of these cycles. Ricky, you're killing me. I hope that's not true. 2030. Okay, that's cool. Do you just do cryptos, or do you stocks or other investments as well? That's pretty cool. Do you have any hodls from back then? That's pretty. I like that. Crypto's only now. Thanks, Duarte. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember Tone being a bear from way up high. He could have been. I don't really watch him. What's up, Ed? Oh, that's cool, Greg. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I wish I would have found Bitcoin. I actually did find Bitcoin in 2013. I bought it at 255 and I sold it at like 1,000. Unfortunately, I forgot about it after that. Sometimes it's yeah, I wasn't lucky and I wasn't good in that perspective. I was gonna say better to be lucky than good, but I wasn't either. I saw there's a little bull flag on the daily on Bitcoin in 2013 after it bottoms out on that first parabolic run. It leveled out, popped up, formed a bull flag, and I'm like, no way. And I saw that and I'm like, all right, screw it. So I put, I don't know, it was like $500 in or something, and it was like 2.2 Bitcoin that I ended up buying. And then it rallied higher to like $1,000 or something, and I sold. And that was the first thing I saw when I went back in my Coinbase account in 2017. Was that trade. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I did trade Bitcoin, so I completely lost track of that thing, forgot about it. Cool to see someone trading from way back then. What's up, Paul? Yeah, a little better in the afternoon. I've been drinking tea. The thing about the power hour time in the morning, it's when my throat's the worst. Like I just can't open up at all. But you know, I'm doing my low, slow talk routine. And fortunately, I don't have to think too much. I'm just looking at charts. Can we see an uptrend with no capitulation before it? I'm not going to go through 100-year market history and 47 different asset classes to find that, but I'm pretty sure that there's been one where we haven't done that. All right, so Here, I would think 37.50 could be a decent entry point. I say could be. Got a little bull flag there on the 1 minute. Volume declining. See if it gets hit. You guys, very difficult to jump in early. It's usually not a good thing to do. We've already seen, even since I've jumped on the stream here several times where we've made lower lows that likely would have shaken some traders out. So even if this level here is breached, this is a very aggressive buy point. And to be honest with you, but by no means am I recommending you buy this here. I just want to point that out. There's a lot of people here. If this were kind of my trading room in the power hour, guys, that's a little different. I know most of those people and how they would react to this, and they know how I am as well. So for the broad public out there, I really do want to stress, I'm not necessarily advocating you purchase Bitcoin at $37.50. But if you're an aggressive trader, there may be an impetus here for Bitcoin for at least a bounce. We'll see if it's an actual reversal or not. If you look back here at Bitcoin, we've had 2 consolidations, and this, in my opinion, would be just another consolidation. Okay, so it's not like you're gonna buy here at $37.50 and sell it at $6,000. That's probably not going to happen. Probably what would happen is if you bought at $37.50, it would pop up to, I don't know, 38, whatever, and roll back over. But sorry, it's just kind of my nature. I look for bull flags, look for certain patterns and structures. My mind just gravitates to them. So yeah, Mickey BTC is going to survive. I'm not too worried about the health of Bitcoin, living by any stretch of the imagination. Bitcoin's going to be around. Some of the other cryptos won't know. So if you guys notice over here on my chart, or not my chart, on my watch list here, it's pretty much all USD pairs. I pair the top 20 coins. We do this every day in the power hour to the US dollar. And that way we can just kind of get a general feel for what everyone's doing. Paul. Miners will never let it get below 6K. I'm probably going to have to go here in a little bit, guys. My throat's not... I don't want it to get too bad here, but... yeah, definitely a bad sell-off in Bitcoin. We're seeing volumes drop ever so slightly on this 4-hour chart here. They're dropping just a little bit. We didn't see the lows go as low as we have in the past. There is an area down here for a potential reversal. Will it be the ultimate bottom in Bitcoin? That's to be determined, really. There's no saying that. So far, it looks like not. It looks like it's just another leg, but we have seen these before. Oh, excuse me. And some of these do turn around, have decent runs, before eventually falling over again. This is a decent example right here. Something we broke down from this. I thought we were going to head lower, much like we've been in the past couple of weeks. But we didn't. We actually stopped at what was that 6,000 low, 58 whatever. Reversed higher before finally rolling over. So something like this is possible. We had a similar situation here where we had some trend lines and RSI divergences. We had an extreme trend there. We had a little bit of a less extreme trend here. And you see what happened. We ended up with kind of a sideways market for a bit before one of the nicest inverted head and shoulders on the daily chart I've seen in Bitcoin. We rode that all the way up, as a matter of fact. And then we could be in a similar situation. Maybe we get another leg lower. It's really difficult to tell this particular stage in the game. I do want to say something. I saw someone talking about this being potential manipulation. The only way to manipulate markets is with actual Bitcoins. So if somebody wants to sell 1,000 Bitcoin to pick up 10,000 Bitcoin, I guess you can call that manipulation, but it's perfect viable trading strategy, and just kind of understanding markets. And that's a lot. Earlier today, guys, we talked about whales and manipulation. When you guys agree to trade the markets, you agree to step in the ocean with the whales. You step in the ocean with the sharks. They're already here. You're the newbie. Okay? Just because it's your money at risk doesn't necessarily mean that the rules change because you're in the game. You have to learn the rules, guys. You got to learn the rules, not the other way around. Not the other way around. PCNet says there's media manipulation too. That is an actual form of manipulation. The media manipulation. That is correct. But it's interesting though, because there's, especially in crypto, there's so many little weird media outlets that just kind of popped up. And thanks RapidX, I appreciate that, buddy. There's so many weird little media outlets that just popped up with, like, come on, like if you look on this newsfeed here on TradingView, how many weird articles, and I've never in my entire life heard about what should be quote unquote news that talks about price action. It's brand new. I mean, no one's ever done this before. They haven't even done this in stocks except for the last 5 or 6 years when they put Fast Money out on CNBC. But fact and price continues to push 10 as enthusiasm picks up. There's a small example, but there's other examples here where they talk about a 4-hour price low. I'm like, really? It's in a news article? Crypto army, I would not sell. That's my personal opinion. Now, just to be honest with you, if this continues, this could go down lower towards probably as low as possibly 1,300 in the longer term, the way this is behaving at this stage of the game. But if you have a question whether you should sell, I don't think you should sell. Reason being is because more than likely you won't have the fortitude to buy Bitcoin when a lower price actually comes. Is the reason why. And we could be back here at 3,700. Say we continue lower, say we do spike say we do spike down here at 1,300. We could be back up here within a number of 6 months or so. And I wouldn't necessarily want to have someone out of Bitcoin. Not to mention, it can bottom, anywhere on this chart. And we're so low at this stage, guys, that I really would not sell if you are still hodling Bitcoins. Just, if you're a fake hodler, buck up, grow some balls, and just frickin' hodl. Okay? That's it. Now, those of you that have been listening to me for a long time know I've never said that in my life. But I'm not here to, I don't know, I'm be honest with you, I think I'm trying to be a good steward of my microphone, and I think from here on out, if you're still holding Bitcoin, you just hold on. It could reverse right here. See my little 1 minute bull flag still kind of looking a little bit more bullish. Volume declining even further. Could be a decent buy here at 37.50 for the traders that are looking for a bounce. But yeah, and again, that buy point would be the break of that 37.50 level. Again, this is for your aggressive traders that know how to sell on a pop. But yeah, so anyway. And it looks like we're popping right there out of that level. That could be a good buy right there. Let's see what our volume's doing here. Yeah, we're getting pretty aggressive. Question is, yeah, we're not getting that aggressive, not yet. Oh, there we go, a little more. Still some selling though, right there, right away. Volume was not aggressive on that breakout. So, that's when I said it earlier, guys, for traders that know how to get in and get out, but the volume's increasing ever so slightly right there. Looks like we put in a local bottom. So we got Wilcon as dollar cost averaging from here. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I got no problem with that. You know, let's take a look around here a little bit. We got Ethereum at, wow, 110 for Ethereum, guys. Spiked down to a low of 106. You can see Ethereum popping back up. Not a lot of volume right there. We'll see what happens with that. Not a ton of volume. XRP looks like it's setting up at a little resistance point. We've reached a little local bottom. I'm not super bullish on this as of yet, but there does appear to be a reversal trend taking place at this stage in the game. And that's about it. Yeah, getting a couple reversals going on right there. Oh, we just had a sell-off on Tron all the way around. See, there's the low volume. Those low volume rises are susceptible to sell-offs like that, but sometimes those can be good buying opportunities as well. You can see the volume here is drying up on the buy side. Right there, we had these pop, and now you have another pop right here. No selling has come in, which has kind of caused the rise, but again, you got to be aggressive. You know, this is not a situation where you want to learn to trade right here, to be honest with you. You know, if you do want to buy here and hodl, you know, as long as you understand that you could be dealing with lower prices, could be dealing with lots of volatility, then you know, just you can do that. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But at the same time, you have to understand that the price action is not indicative of a bottom as much as we'd like it on the 1 minute chart. Hard to call a bottom of the overall bear market on the 1 minute chart. And this definitely is not indicative of a 1 minute chart bottom. Even on the daily chart over here, well, maybe good for this move, maybe good for a bounce. It's probably not good for your next 30% in Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. All right. Some volume came in right there. And we'll see where we stop here. So there's our kind of a breakdown point right there. If we rally really above that, that's gonna put this whole thing to bed right there. The volume stepped up on that one. Not too mad at all on right there. Now we broke that trend line, so that's good. Alright, so let's see what our reaction is here. It's going to be an area of resistance. There's another one here at 39.50. Okay, we had another pop up right there. So still really low, guys. Still under 4K. 36.50, guys. Man, I can't believe we already hit 36.50. That seems pretty amazing. All right, so we pretty much cleared that area right there. That's pretty good right there. Remember, I told you, don't sell that Bitcoin down here. You never know when it's going to pop up. So if you're already holding it, and the volume's not bad. It's not great. They're definitely picking at it. Hard to say if it's short covering. Well, it can't be short covering on Coinbase. It would have to be some organic buying. But there you go, guys. Power hour members. What's that right there? Right? What's that right there? As we broke out through there, what's that? You guys know what that is. $4,000. Let's go see if that's going to be our distribution level here. It's go to my 2-hour chart. My handy dandy 2-hour chart. And so far, not looking much like a bottom on the 2-hour chart. Just looks like another candle. Another candle on the 2-hour chart. And see, here's the, I was looking at the 1-minute chart. I was trying to really get a feel for price action. But you really got to zoom out to get the proper trend. Okay, and this is your proper trend right here. This volume on the 1 minute needs to be much higher. That's why I kept saying this is not a lot of volume, because it's not. That's a decent amount of volume right there. That's really good volume, as a matter of fact. But so 40 minutes left in a 2-hour. Okay, so I guess that's not bad. We still could end up here on the 2-hour chart. So just kind of have to see what's going on there. See how we handle the next 40 minutes. Interesting to see it drop and rise. That's pretty cool. A little rare that that happens. But look at that. We haven't even retraced a full that full candle of the breakdown yet. We did breach that high. Oh, and there we go, rolling right over again. Let's see how this responds. So notice the high volume was on that sell bar right there. We talk about these things all the time in my power hour, guys. There's signs of a local bottom there, Kareem. No signs of capitulation yet, though. Not at all. Excuse me. So let's see how we respond, if we base and set up or not. And even if, so 38 minutes left, even if we kind of hang out around here and close in the middle, this would be a pretty good doji day, which could put in a reversal for Bitcoin. If nothing else, this at least stop the bleeding, it looks like. And that may in the end be all it is. It may just be a stop the bleeding event. You can see the volume here. I mean, it moved up, but this is what I was saying, buying over this right there. If you wanted to buy that, you kind of have to know how to sell. And that was a pretty egregious move up. You still could be holding on to this if you did buy down there. So far, it's maintaining these elevated levels. We'll see if it bull flags out over the next half hour or so. Oh, corrupted. Thank you, sir. Wow. That's the biggest super chat I've ever got. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I do try to jump on here whenever I see some extreme market action to kind of help some people out. Yeah, we do this most every day. I've been actually sick about 3 days now. I haven't been doing the live streams in the morning. It's really difficult the way my throat's been lately, but yeah, if you guys do like my analysis and my product and are interested in learning more about trading and cryptos and kind of how I view things, I do have my Real Crypto Power Hour, which consists of quite a few things. As a matter of fact, we've got a daily newsletter with charts and annotations, where just this morning I talked about how weak the market was and looks like lower prices are inevitable. Do the live stream every day when I can talk, at least. And we have an alert system through our Slack channel, which is, our Slack channel itself is free, but the alerts are to Power Hour members only. And we have links to a few indicators that we've developed. So we also have real stocks. Keep that in mind too, real stocks. You can go to my real stocks channel and check that out, real-stocks. and we have so far not seen a continuation of the buying. It's been a bit of a rollover. Seeing these little green pops, but really nothing doing. It's just been bad. Just been bad. Don't forget my vitamin C. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, a little spike lower there. Angel asking if I day trade stocks. I do not day trade stocks. I trade in my Roth IRA. I basically swing trade positions in the stock market. I'm not a big day trader. I can, but I don't know. My nature is much more of a swing trader. I like to go with general trends than try to take dollars out of the market. Rather take hundreds and thousands if I can. Why is ETH not selling on as much as BTC? That's a pretty good question. Let's go take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum actually did sell off quite a bit. It's just bounced back more, it looks like. It looks like it's actually bounced back about 5% where Bitcoin's bounced. Well, looks like it's pretty big too there, 5% and 9%. Another reason is Ethereum's taken it on the chin so hard lately. Like it's at 112. That's way, way low. I don't think there's too many more sellers. Oh, Karoop. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah. Nice, thanks. Yeah, I remember Karoop 360. That's cool. That's great. Yeah, happy holidays to you too. Glad to see you. I will say this, it's pretty cool. I've been doing YouTube over a year now, and it's been pretty cool to see all the people that are still here. There's been a few that have kind of gone away, but I mean, quite a few of you have just really maintained in cryptocurrencies and trading, and it's been really cool to see everyone hang out, and I made a lot of friends doing this, and I feel very grateful for that. And so I put that out on Thanksgiving, but I am truly grateful for this opportunity that you guys give me to talk to you and things like that. I really do appreciate it, and so does my wife, because I don't talk to her about it anymore. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Zero. Why does trade BTC for ETH now? I don't know. I mean, I generally don't, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, they're both still in extreme downtrends. I don't know if I would switch one for the other. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if Ethereum's going to make it just strictly by price action with no other technical analysis in terms of the platform and the actual working of Ethereum. It just really doesn't look like it's going to make it. I mean, oh, sorry. I try to move my head or mute it. Sometimes I don't do such a great job. And Dan, hands are weak. Please hodl me. That's funny. Thanks for the super chat, Dan. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, Kyle says ETH could fall to $45. We were doing some analysis on ETH in the Power Hour the other day. We actually have. Oh, someone mentioned where I had a measured move for 80 a few months ago. I had a measured move at 85 and 104. 104 is very apparent on the Ethereum chart. We actually have it right here. There's takes to 104.57. Looks like we may have hit that, as a matter of fact. Man, guys, some of these are just ridiculous. These measured moves and these prices, I mean. So here's the thing. A long time ago, I started putting out videos, and probably my most audacious call is I look back now, I'm like, wow, you're crazy for putting that video out there. But probably my most audacious call, it's like my second or third most popular video. This one, this Bitcoin 11.5 likely. Bitcoin, I think at the time was like 15 or 16,000 bucks. I mean, it was really, yeah, it was really something that I thought was that was in the charts. And regardless of what I thought, I mean, it's in the chart, so you have to go with it, okay? And that's I think that's what I do that a lot of people don't do, is that if I see something in the charts, I'm not afraid to say it. A lot of people are like, nah, that can't happen. Like this measured move on Ethereum, we were looking at this measured move in the latter stages of this bear flag when we were at $450. But if you look at it logically, we've already done the move, so I mean, we can do it again. Now these moves don't always work. This could have reversed without any problem. This could have reversed, but I mean, in this particular situation, it didn't. I mean, $100 Ethereum seems ridiculous when we came from 1,400. Adler, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. $2 super chat. I appreciate that, my friend. Stonger, I saw that video and played it first time seeing your stuff sold at 15K and put buy orders in at 11. Oh, really, Stonger? You never told me that. Did you end up selling at 15 again? Because I think it bounced back up to like 15,000. You could have it bottomed at 10.4 actually here, and then yeah, came back to 16. Yeah, it was $17,000. You made 4K. Where's my cut? What the hell? That's funny. If ETH breaks 100 with conviction, 45 could easily be a reality. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm just messing with you, Stonger. I'm just playing, buddy. But yeah, like I said, this isn't a major capitulation bottom. This isn't, and ETH, there's that, yeah, so this is ETH on the 1 minute, breaking a little bit lower here. It's got kind of like a bull flag thing, but it's not really doing much, and, wow, Bitcoin at 38, guys. Let's go back, 39.65. Oh, you're behind Coinbase here. Oh, that's Binance, no wonder. Yeah, I also want to keep something in mind, guys. The tether-based coins, are the Bitcoin prices are going to be actually higher than the dollar-based Bitcoin. I want you to keep that in mind. If you're looking at Bitfinex or Binance, it's going to be a different price than my Coinbase chart here. Ranis, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. What do I think the ultimate bottom this time? I don't know right now. So we kind of had this local bottom and a bull flag that we just talked about. Watched it break up, watched it top. Now it's just kind of breaking down here a little bit. Volume declining on the sell side. We could get a higher low over here somewhere that would be a good time to buy. This could be the bottom for right now. So this is Bitcoin on the daily chart here. This could be our bottom for right now. But if you look at the daily chart, we still don't have any signs of capitulation. So it's probably not the ultimate bottom. Now, if price continues stair-stepping lower in just elevated volume, I think our low actually probably could be down towards 1,300. My general price range for Bitcoin is right here, which is 3,600 to 2,400. And this, in theory, should be a spike low. Okay, this should be a spike low. But as you can see, we're just slowly walking down here. We've already hit 36.57, which is a stone's throw from my 36. And no capitulation. So if we're just stair-stepping lower, that could mean, much lower prices in store for Bitcoin, which could actually mean a test of the prior high, which is about $1,300-1,200. So in theory, my 4-year-old son could be right about $1,000 for Bitcoin. And it's been a pretty extreme sell-off, but while we had what could have been a capitulation day, actually is not a capitulation day. The volume was a little too low, and most of the volume was on the sell side. Sorry, guys. Jake's saying to look at Binance. The volume is much higher there. Yeah, honestly, I'm not. I look at Coinbase charts, and that's what I've been doing now the whole time, and served me well the whole time. There really hasn't been a time I can remember that I wasn't able to, that I had to move to another exchange. I tried looking at Bitfinex charts, but yeah, it's just I'm not too worried about it. Savant says price prediction for the end of the year. I really don't have one, to be honest with you. I'll let you know on December 30th. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be sub 5K though. I'll tell you that. So yeah, here's the thing. So Canakid says everyone's saying 1200 to 25. It won't get there. Yeah, well, apparently everyone started saying 3,000, 3,600. Well, 3,000. I was saying 3,600. We're pretty close to 3,000. Pretty close to 3. Yeah, there's a lot of people with much lower price targets now. But where were they 6 months ago? That's the thing. What were these people talking about 6 months ago? Hold on a second. Wife's looking at dinner options. Justin sold 6 months ago. Good job, Justin. Good job. Oh, Dickie's Barbecue. She wants to go Dickie's Barbecue. Oh, what's up, Ellis? Hey, buddy. How you doing? Thanks for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. Why is everyone talking about the stock market dropping now that crypto drops? Am I missing something? Is the futures market open or something? Second mortgage on the house. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit every once in a while, but looks like we found so far selling has exhausted itself here, right at this 3,800. Yeah, we'll see if this actually does stop. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Are they down, Ken? Are the futures down? So we talked a little bit about looking for a higher low on the side over here. Kevin, I wouldn't be shorting Tesla, dude. I wouldn't be shorting Tesla. That's my 2 cents on that guy, but that's already a crowded short. You don't want to be involved in a crowded short. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday, right? Yeah. They should be open. They're usually they're only closed for 15 minutes a day. And then I think Saturday they're closed. Yeah, I wouldn't short Tesla. Yeah, right, Conquest. 8% move in ETH is $8 move in ETH. Pretty crazy. Let's take a quick look around. We got ETH right there. We got Bitcoin Cash down 15%. Very low volumes. Not really trading like a great coin. XLM not without a huge pop right there. EOS. We got Litecoin. So Litecoin over here in the we really respect the Litecoin chart. To be honest with you, Litecoin, we call it the sentiment indicator for Bitcoin. You can actually see here it had a higher low before while Bitcoin was rolling over. Litecoin had a higher low right there. Looks like it had a pretty clear pop right there as well. So Litecoin doing pretty good, but so far selling candle at the top on Litecoin. Dash is only down 6.5%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. Not mad at that. BNB with a little bit of a bull flag. Huh. Oh my goodness. Hey, remember when I called for single digit NEO? Those of you involved in the Power Hour, I had kind of a congratulatory to myself scream on the live stream when we hit like $9 NEO. $7.60 NEO, ladies and gentlemen. $7.60 NEO. It's just been an extremely... Oh, and there's our measured move on NEO too. Takes us down to $5. We've been talking about $5 NEO here for a little bit. And yeah, definitely could continue lower on NEO right there, down 12%. All right, 48.13 looks like we reversed there a little bit. Did have a little curl up there. Noted a little bit of bottoming action happening. Looks like that has happened. We'll see if it maintains. So far, so good. That's right, Kevin. That's right. Well, that's not why. I just don't want you to get hurt. She's doing pretty good in Tesla. Tesla's been good. Tesla's been good. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits here today. I ended up streaming for longer than I wanted to. We had this bounce come up, and I wanted to see if we were going to end up with a continuation. So far, it looks just like an abatement of the selling, ever so slightly. So I'm going to go not talk for the rest of the day probably. Yeah. So Power Hour members, I'll try to do one in the morning. This morning my voice was a little bit better, not much, but I'll try to drink some more tea or something. It's been too long, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you guys are interested in some individual mentorship and having pretty much any of your trading questions answered, that's what my Real Crypto Power Hour is for. You get the daily newsletter where every day I put out charts with annotations. We do the live stream. We got alerts. Thanks to everyone that put a super chat out today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here, guys. Please stay safe if you guys are hodling Bitcoin. Please don't sell from here on out. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.